Yes then boys, how are we all doing? My name is TheDonBro, and in today's video I've got a little setting showcase because I did one for Scootex and everyone appreciated it, and everyone always asks me now, can you do a BMX Streets one? So I thought, games dropped on console, couple people might need some help with settings, so I'm going to go through mine. So to run with, we have the first bit of this might be slightly different for you lot on console because you won't have like quality sliders. So you've got your, I turn music off just for clip purposes, it's easier to film. Trick display, the UI is off as well just for filming. All of this is just PC stuff, so to be fair, if you don't have it, you won't really need it, honestly. Depth of field you can mess with if you want to do some in editor clips. It will just make the background a bit more blurred whilst you're doing the tricks. You also have a widescreen mode. I don't know if this is in console or if it's just a PC thing, but it just makes it a bit different. And then you have the slow-mo timer. Again, that is when you press your left stick down, it puts you into a little slow-mo for 0.6 seconds. Just click left stick down and it looks like that, basically. Pretty cool. Then we have gravity. I have that on 1.0. I think stock it's 0.0. I'm not too sure. Obviously up is harder, down is more floaty. Flip axis is tangent. Local. Try that again. Yeah, so local's a bit like, not juddery, but like it's a bit, you can see him doing little things with his body, like you can see where it's almost like scripted, whereas if you have it on tangent, that is like the worst explanation ever, it feels way more flowy. Yeah, so much more flowy. Whereas on the other, on local, it felt more pointy, if that makes any sense. On tangent, you can spin and flip, so I'm assuming it would help. It helps way more on flares, really. So then we have flip multiplier, spin multiplier, jump multiplier, pump multiplier, and that is all on stock because honestly, bro, I don't think you need it any higher. Like, this is stock pumping. And as you can see, spinning, sound, airtime is actually, even airtime is massive, just pumping on stock. Spin speed is actually a little bit slow, to be fair, but I quite like slow because slow is more fluent. It's more realistic to have like a slower spin. The pump and that, all that stuff, you could go however crazy you want, but I'll try and keep it as like completely real as possible. Mani modes, again, automatic, just because if you pull too far back, you know you're safe, so you're never going to flip backwards. Even if you're pumping in a mani, you're never going to flip backwards off the bike or forwards. And it helps to have it on auto, so when you're doing a hang 5, you can stay without worrying about holding the right stick. You're always going to be in that spot. And then we have skill. So skill, apparently skill is based on your hand grip strength, basically. So say you are jumping from this down to here, if your skill was 0, I'm pretty sure you'd have more chance of your hands coming off, or you did like a really hard landing and bang, your hands might come off. Apparently that's what skill does. Could be wrong. I always have it on 100 just because some of the gaps you do and some of the jumps you do are a bit mental. So I feel like I need full grip strength. Vert assist, rotation assist, I'm pretty sure is for airs and transitioning and stuff. Correction strength on 5. That's stock, to be fair. I've never ever changed that on this. Probably does something. But yeah, stock's always been sound for me. Grind assist on. If you want to get more technical, turn it off. It's really hard to get used to, but it's probably worth doing. I do it for content purposes because I'm not gonna lie, it is hard. Tricking always fires off. Master speed is on 0.8 and fakie sliders on. So the reason I have it on 0.8 is because I like slow flips, like a slow tail whip, and I like slow clicked tricks. I feel like it just looks a bit better being slightly slower. It's a little bit more realistic. It looks like he pushes his foot out a little bit more for the whips and stuff. You can't really do a whip flat, which sometimes is annoying, so you'd have to use a left pump. You'll have to use a left pump to do a whip. So you've got, if you look at my controller on screen, you've got a normal hop, which is that one, or you've got a pump hop, which is that one. So sometimes it does get a bit annoying, but I'm used to it now. And again, that would probably land every time if I had faster trick speed, but I just think it looks more realistic. I like it being low. Fakie sliders, if you are going backwards on your bike and you press RB or LB, he'll fakie slider, which is that. It's a little bit sensitive, but it's my new favorite thing. If you pull back on the right, left stick whilst you're going backwards, he tends to do a bit of a longer, more controlled one, but it's really sensitive. And then we have FOV is on 75, fisheye 22, distance 2.2, offset height 0.1, offset 0.2, pitch 15, rotate speeds on 6, because sometimes when you're doing an air and do an air here, the camera won't turn around. See how fast it turns around there when you're doing an air? So there, and then boom, it turns straight away. Sometimes it's really slow on stock, so get it spun up. Ease in on the yaw curve. I don't touch posture, and I don't touch the ragdoll stuff. I don't even know what they do. Oh, there's actually a setting for hand grip. So I'm not quite sure if skill and hand grip is... I don't know which one does what now, because that I didn't see that before. That's been on 100 this whole time. So yeah, just have skill and hand grip on 100, just to make sure that if you're ever doing a good gap or a good line, you don't just come off randomly and then be all annoyed because your guy's crap like me. But that is pretty much it for settings. It's good for street and it's good for park. If you want a little bit more of a park type of setup, sometimes I take FOV to 90 just to get the whole bike in the scene. But majority of the time it's on 75, just because it's a bit more close and personal. But if you want a park, oh my god, that was sketch. If you want like a proper park thing where you can see all your bike, just mess with the FOV. But yeah, there's my settings, boys. Hopefully it helps you. If it does help you, drop a thumbs up on the video. Smash them hype points. I appreciate it greatly. And subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.